All right, guys, welcome back to Skull and Books VR. So eventually what this channel is going to do is we're going to share our book recommendations with you. We're going to give you up-to-date news on what's going on in the world of virtual reality. And of course, we'll give you updates on what's going on at Skull and Books VR here in Cocoa Beach. But until we get the store going and everything in place, I want to give you guys a behind-the-scenes look on some of the stuff we've been going through and hopefully it helps future business owners and hopefully you guys are interested in seeing some of the process. So today I'll take you through my wild ride of trying to find a commercial space for this location. So hopefully you enjoy and I apologize. I'm not a YouTube pro yet. I'm sure these videos will get better. All right, on the hunt for a location for Skull and Books VR. This is my first video. I didn't record some of the other many places I visited to see if we can find a location that works. Unfortunately, nothing has really met the standards that we're looking for Skull and Books, but hopefully today will be the day. So this place was huge. I mean, really way too big for what we needed. But they were asking, a little more than we wanted to pay, 4,000 a month. And I was going to try to get them down to 3,500, or at least that was my plan. But as soon as I showed interest in the property, they raised the price on me all the way up to 5,000 a month. So this one was quickly out of the equation. And it's a shame because it's been sitting empty for as long as I could remember. This was the first potential lease that we tried to get. Large space, about 4,000 square feet, but they were allowing us to take about half of that. Needed quite a bit of work, flooring. We needed to input a bathroom. Uh, the layout was kind of weird, but we could make it work. But unfortunately, the zoning was not for commercial, so we had to say no to this one. This was actually a really nice space in Cocoa Beach downtown. Unfortunately, the layout was weird. It used to be a photography studio, so it didn't have the space really for what we were trying to do. It also was shared with the Airbnb, which I wouldn't have minded so much, but they might not have minded the noise. So, unfortunately, this one was out as well. Too small. So not worth showing you guys the inside. This one was also too small. Great space downtown Cocoa Beach, but too small, too many offices. A lot of these spaces needed a ton of work, including this one. And this was kind of shotgun style, so not enough space in the main building really to do what we were trying to do. But it did have a garage space in the back. Unfortunately, the garage space didn't have any air conditioning in it, so that was something that we were going to have to take care of as well as the other repairs to make the place look good for Skull and Books. And I got the garage space coming up in a second. Now, the garage space was big. It had quite a bit of space, but it was just big enough for two VR sections, and we would have had to make the entrance come in from the outside, a garage door. Again, after thinking about it and the expenses that we'd have to put into this place, it didn't make a lot of sense. Now, this was the next place. Wonderful, beautiful space, wide open, exactly what we needed in the public shopping center. So it was a little more expensive, but in a great location, public shopping center gets a lot of traffic. So we went ahead and tried to get the lease together for this, and we figured we'd be a great partner for Publix. We've got great financials. I think the business idea fits well, family friendly. And I'm going to
All
go
right, so
ahead and
while
show you
I'm a
guys what
little
happened in a second.
frustrated right now, I wanted to take a second and record this. I've been trying to get a lease with the local Publix. I found a location that looked like it really fit our needs. It was a little more expensive than we wanted, But the location was great for what we wanted to do. So, I'm working with the realtor, going back and forth, getting them the information they need to submit this letter of interest. And I get an email today that the landlord had some additional questions. So let me read these questions to you guys. What kind of books will you be selling at the store? Okay. Would there be an area in the store aside for book reading? Okay, that's fine. What kind of VR games would you be providing? Okay. Please confirm that there'd be no profane material sold or displayed in the store. Okay, yeah, we don't have an issue with that. And would you be willing to remove skull from the name? The landlord, very traditional, and the name would likely not be approved. What is wrong with Skull and Books? So that's where I am. So it looks like Publix is not an option.
All right, then there's this space, guys. It was a nice big space. Unfortunately, there was a ton of offices in there, about 10 offices that needed to come down with construction. And when we took down the walls, that meant rewiring the building for the electrical. So just to make this place work would have been over $25,000 in construction costs. And this particular building, they're considering tearing down in a couple of years in order to build some condos. So just did not make a lot of sense to invest all of that. Made sense was the space in the back of the store. So we wouldn't have any frontage on A1A. People would have to kind of know we were in the back and drive around to the back. Even so, we were going to try to make it work. It was a little pricey, but we were working with them, and then they ghosted us. They hadn't gotten approval from the city to do what they wanted to do. So we went ahead and we went another way. And finally, this is it, guys. We finally found a great location. We had to go a little smaller than what we've been looking for. We had wanted to do two VR areas, but unfortunately, we couldn't find the right space to do that. So we brought it down to a single VR area, and we're currently working on this location. And we'll bring you guys updates as we bring this place together and make it look great. We're really excited to have you guys. Thanks so much, guys, for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, here on YouTube.